to mute, though.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to Craft Brewed Sports. I'm Mike, and here with me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mookie. How are you, bud?
Oh man, nailed it!
You nailed the dismount, man. I'm proud of you. That was pretty solid. Hello and welcome to another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I'm your host, Scott. Mike is not here with us, so you guys already know what that means. It's about to be a train wreck, and we've already gotten started early with Mookie, perfecting his intro and impression of Mike after debuting it last week in an emergency pinch hit situation. But Mookie, I got to tell you, I like it. The fact that there was a question that you might not do it is a little upsetting because I think you did a great job, dude.
I appreciate that. You know, I think what it is you take some batting practice, but there's no substitution for real live ABs, right? So every time I get a chance to step up to the plate, I'm going to do my most with it, even if that's a fly out into foul territory. But hey, I wood on the ball this time. I didn't strike out.
Speaking of not striking out, we got Matt Barr with us. Hey, Matt Barr, what's up, buddy?
I've been keeping my eyes to myself because I'm not trying to look around any corners, unzip any backpacks, and find any ices like I did the last time I just saw you boys a couple weekends ago. So I've been trying to behave myself.
Look at me. See, there it is. Already. Boom.
Scott's alter ego.
Oh, got it. No, well, it throws me because I'm so used to hitting the double, and you hit the double even though it pops up at the triple.
Oh yeah, see, it's tricky like that. You always got to look to steal that extra base, though, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I got caught stealing the extra base on that one. Anyway, we have a show for you guys tonight. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend when Mike's not here. You know, the mice will play. Like it is what it is. We're gonna go on ahead and get into these beers we're drinking because that's what we're supposed to do next. And also, Mookie, when I said something about let me control the board, I also realized I forgot that there's like 92 buttons compared to
there's a lot of buttons now.
And I'm like, which one is even the beer intro? I'm like, look at
no, that's the outro.
No, that was the beer intro.
That's
man.
The beer feeding the ducks.
Yeah.
Word. All right, cool. Look at that. We got it.
Look at you.
Why is it still named Feeding the Ducks then? Why don't we change this? Oh, you can't change the name. That'd be why.
No. Mookie, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
Is it a dog or no dog?
Tonight we got Modern Times Beer. Pause for you. The effect. Hazy Double IPA. This is an absolute dog, especially because again, I think this is a 3-year-old can, 2023. Yeah, so 2 years, but still hits great. Has a lot of haze, nice like hefty taste to it. I'm excited. Usually these IPAs don't keep like this, but it's definitely a dog. Matt, what you got over there down south of us?
Yeah, I'm drinking from Hardywood Brewing here in Richmond, Virginia, because I work there and I get them for half price. I am drinking Sippin' on Pine, not juice. This name is not a dog at all. I hate it. Sippin' on Pine, not juice. It's a West Coast style IPA. It's a dog. It's a really good beer. It's only 6% ABV. It's a nice light drinker, but still getting the IPA flavor in. So, beer dog, the name. Gotta work on that, boys. It should have just been Sippin' on Pine, and they would have nailed it.
You should fill out a comment card. Like, just fill one out and then just drop it in like your brewmaster's like cubicle or whatever.
I'll just
feel
tell him
like
it's
that's-
softball practice.
I feel like that's inadvertently the old man segment because, like, do the kids know what a comment card is? Like,
No, but they should, because that's an effective way to provide feedback, and sometimes you get free stuff. You know, hey, we appreciate your feedback. Here's a $5 gift card to Dunkin'. Like, I'll take it. That's one more donut that I didn't have before, just for giving people a piece of my mind.
I'm laughing so hard at the idea of you sitting there angrily writing on the comment card at Dunkin' over what can only be described, I'm sure, as the most minorest and first world of gripes.
My Boston cream donut did not have enough cream. Damn it!
It probably no cream. I got one and there was just no cream. There was a hole where they tried, like, they clearly put the thing in the donut to squirt the cream in it, and no cream came out.
Oh, now I will
Pause.
say I've had that happen. That's a day ruiner right there. Like I'm like, how did this pass quality control?
Exactly. Like, if I'm going to get a cream donut, like, I'm making a point of getting a donut because I clearly need it. You know what I mean? This isn't like you're walking down the hallway and you see free donuts and you take a plain cake one because, hey, free donut, why not? No, if I'm getting a Boston cream, I need that lift. And they left me short.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were about to give Mikey a soundbite there. I thought you were about to say, "I need my cream." Pause.
I tried to work it in earlier, but it slipped right by. So I figured we weren't properly warmed up or stretched for it. You know what I mean?
All right, let's check the comments here and see what folks are drinking. Tyson saying, and we're just about to get to this, he's ready for all the butthurt Xavier fans crying on the show. Yep, we got plenty of that coming for you.
Tune in tonight.
He also says Jesus got suck his dick a little harder. I mean, people do a good job. You got to do it. I mean, Gabe says he's drinking Lalo tequila on the rocks. Needed it after this weekend. Dog. Cheers to you, Gabe. I believe
We
all
also
need it.
discuss his profile picture.
Sure, I don't know what that is.
That's
Oh, Sean
That's
Miller in
Sean Miller.
prison garb. Nice. Nice. He looks extra fat there. Too.
It's so funny because at first I was like, wow, that's Sean Miller. But when Matt said, wait a minute, can we discuss it? I realized I overlooked it initially as the dude from The Sopranos. That was who I thought it was initially. It looked like pussy. Anyway, if you know, you know.
Pause.
Good stuff there, Gabe. And Tyson also wanting to point out that he squirted cream in your mom's hole. Fantastic.
Oh my
I am drinking another delicious brew from our friends at Modest Brewing Company out of Minneapolis. A few weeks ago, I did their THC infused, I believe it was strawberry lemonade, raspberry lemonade, maybe. I don't know. It was a dog. This week, I went with their same version melt, but this flavor is peach plum. I told them before the show, this is what purple stuff tastes like. It is
That purple drink.
so good. So good.
Maybe.
Matt made the comment that I was I drinking lean? And this is probably as close as I'll come to it. But this is a dog. Like, the strawberry lemonade or whatever lemonade it was good, and it tasted, this is so much better. Like, and peach plum, sure, whatever. Just call it purple stuff, guys. Like, don't even like peach plum is doing too much. You could have just put purple stuff, and it would sell it. But absolutely a dog. 100% recommend.
Do they maybe need to do that though for like all the squares who don't know, so they can sell it to the crowd?
Yeah, probably. There's folks
Yeah.
that are like, wait, what's purple stuff? I don't understand. What kind of flavor is purple stuff? Yeah.
They're talking about Kool-Aid again. They talk about Kool-Aid all the time on this show. What's up with that? Why are they always talking about Kool-Aid? Not Kool-Aid.
Alrighty, that's gonna do it for.
Hey, that's 10 minutes, guys. Here we go.
It's gonna take
Well
me 10
on our
minutes to
way.
find. I was like, it's gonna take me 10 minutes to find the music to turn it back off. And as we mentioned, I guess we have to start
We
with
have no choice.
basketball.
Boom shakalaka!
If you've been living under a rock, Sean Miller left Xavier again. He beat Texas in the first round of the tournament, high-fiving one of their players during the game, and then took the job after being there's a photo of him on the sideline where he like threw out his hand to one of the Texas players as they had were running back. And the caption was, well, this looks suspicious after the fact. But anyway, Texas came calling shortly after Xavier was eliminated in the next round. And like he did when he went to Arizona, he kicked us in the nads and headed on out to the West, where he said that he felt like he could have a better time and more easily win national championships. Wow. I'm not going to say that I didn't see this coming, but because, of course, when your girlfriend dumps you over something like this, and then you take her back, you know what she's capable of. So absolutely not shocking that this could happen. But man, it was a lot shorter of a ride than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the second go round sucked.
This was terrible.
Yeah,
it was a waste of 3 years, man. Like,
yeah, we spun our wheels. The school spun their wheels. They went all out for him, and this is what the boosters wanted. It seemed like the perfect marriage because he needed to get back to
he
a
needed
place.
to recover.
Yeah.
All he did was just fail long enough to get to a bigger paying job. That's what it was. He didn't,
which is
do
crazy
to rehab
because
his image other than, hey, I didn't suck that bad. Like he pulled the Doc Rivers. I've never been swept though. That's what he did. Fucking clown.
Yeah, so that happened.
It's frustrating, Scott, because it feels like what's really happening here is we're much closer to a James Madison than we are a UConn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to shit on James Madison for no reason, but
the fuck did I do?
I just wanted to try the James Madison, and
I'm just turning over to McNulty over here.
That was definitely from the blind side, but no, but it's true. I mean, we are not in the same. We are in the same conference as UConn, but that is it. We just play in the same conference. We do not play in the same class. We're not swimming in the same pool. Like it's not even close, and it sucks because I'm not saying that I had thought we were to that level, but this leaving, like the way and everything kind of played out, I mean, it's like, yeah, we're way further away than I thought.
I had this actual thought, and this is where the stray came from, Matt. Sorry. But we're much closer, the Big East, I think, to being the A10 than that the Big East is to being like the ACC. And the ACC was bad this year. But even then, like, the quality just wasn't there. There were all these teams that I watched in the regular season beat Xavier, of course. And I was like, well, but they're really good squads, like really, really tough basketball, hard places to play. Like Marquette's really solid. Creighton's a good team. And then you go and you watch basically all of them just piss down their leg during the tournament. You're like, wow. So it was actually us being even worse than a bunch of other mediocre teams. Dayton might be in a better spot right now. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, are our expectations too high? Are we expecting too much?
I think on a certain level, but I also, I mean, again, I thought when Miller came, like, yes, we needed to kind of, pull ourselves up after kind of taking a few steps back there for a little while.
Travis Steele did us no.
Right. Yeah, we needed to recover from that. But Miller, again, it was like the perfect marriage on paper of him needing to figure.
So, okay. All right. I'll get it ready, Scott.
Gabe killing it with these AI pictures.
Yeah. So Gabe's saying, first I pulled this up because Gabe said, where's UC at? And then we're treated to this picture of Sean Miller. Scott, you want to tell the audience at home what they're missing here in this picture?
I mean, it's the fattest Sean Miller you've ever seen, and a very small long sleeve UT shirt.
Yeah,
and his gut is hanging out underneath. This burnt orange shirt.
Not just his gut. He's got like the Dick Wide V.
I was gonna
now.
say he's got a Dick V like Mike.
Like, nah.
And, no, that's
oh,
not
Mike's
like
gonna be in
Mike.
Arizona. Listen to that. You're like, oh god.
Oh gosh.
Whatever,
Wow.
Mike's
That's
got
a
$28
wide set V. It's a wide set V.
Mike's got $28. What was it, Bourbon Trace or whatever, Buffalo Trace out there in Arizona? What was the whiskey he texted the group about? He got it for $28 at a CVS when they landed.
Oh, I don't remember.
What it's some fancy ass whiskey, I guess. But either way, that's the Sean Miller that the world deserves to see, because that's the person that's on the inside. He may look the way he looks on the outside, but he's even uglier on the inside.
Look, I get it. You want to throw some strays at James Madison, that's fine. But we watched Kurt Signetti leave in the middle of the night before the school's first ever bowl game, and then go to Indiana and talk all that shit just to get mollywopped in the college playoffs. So, yeah, kind of in the same league when you're talking about coaches leaving and being an asshole. But this would be like him losing in Indiana for 3 years and then coming back.
Who beat him in the playoffs? Who was that beat him?
Oh, fuck if I know.
Wasn't it Notre Dame?
Sure.
Well done, Mookie. No, but it's actually even worse, only because we're also doing the thing again. Like, so he did leave, and he got embarrassed. It wasn't just losing. I mean, he got federally investigated. It was like, he got basically ran out of Arizona, and it was in real big trouble. And so that was our kind of way of like getting like our revenge. It was like, ha, you thought you'd leave here and go off to greener pastures, and everything failed spectacularly. Then he comes back, and we're replaying the same history. Like, he's going to Texas, and I am 100% sure he's going to fail spectacularly. And we're going back to yet another X, because the rumors are that Chris Mack is the number one contender for this job. And like, basically it's a done deal if you listen to everybody that's like on the inside. So we went back to an X, and we're about to go back to the following X. Like, what in the hell is X doing?
I was going to say before that, though, too, don't forget that Xavier beat Arizona in the NCAA tournament to advance to the Elite Eight. I remember,
Mark Lyons, baby. Mark
right.
Lyons.
Like, that was some sweet justice. So then for him to come back, it's like, you know what? We see you. Like, yes, we did better than you after the breakup, even though you thought you'd do better than us, but we've both fallen on hard times. Let's do it. We can make a run of this, babe. We can make this work this time around. And then it's like, oh, you're going to leave us for that? And then we're going to turn around for this. There had to be at least one other option out there. There was nobody else than the bald-headed monster himself. Like, he got smoked out of Louisville the same way that Sean Miller did at Arizona.
Yeah.
Except he won even less. So it's like, ugh, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, really, when has it ever been a good idea, first of all, to go back to one X that left you dirty, right? Like, you're already like treading on thin ice to go back to that X. But then to follow that up and then go back to the following X who also left you dirty. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, it's like you wouldn't make this shit up in a movie. Like, this is extra corny. Like I said in the group chat, it's like, what?
Corny.
Tell AI to get a better script than this, because it's repeating itself and it's dumb. Like, I don't understand why the boosters or anybody at Xavier would be like, all right. Yeah, you say, because of course he's saying all the right things, like he doesn't want to leave, and this is a destination spot.
Chris Mack?
Oh yeah, I mean, behind closed doors.
I don't care anymore. Like, I didn't care when Sean Miller came back. I knew he was going to leave eventually. Like,
sure, but again, I just can't believe how quick and how ugly everything was.
I don't even care. Just go win some fucking basketball games. All right. Like, I don't give a shit what you do.
I'm very apathetic about everything surrounding all of this. And it literally is just whatever. Hire somebody, just fucking win. Just win games, man. I'm so sick of just watching year after year of disappointing basketball, but like with this fake promise. And I don't want to hear any of the noise. I just want to win games.
Hey boys, guess what?
Chicken butt.
That was another 10 minutes.
Hey, all right. So tonight,
But I think this speaks to the tournament itself, though. The most interesting thing we can find to talk about is the coach of Xavier leaving for Texas. Which, by the way, for Caesar, our boy, hook 'em, or as Mookie would say, go Horns.
go Horns. No, that's what I'm gonna be saying for a minute because I'm a little bitter. So until I get over that, it's go Horns.
But no, the tournament's just been so. Yeah, like we were talking about it, how usually the betting, Mookie, for you, if you bet on the 12 to 16 seeds to win, just money line each individual game, you will make your money back. This year is the first year in like 5, 6, 7 years that hasn't hit. The tournament's just been boring, and there's been no major upsets. I mean, Nice over Clemson, maybe the biggest one. Maybe that's the most shocking one. But it just the whole tournament just feels this year.
Well, I'm gonna say it.
damn it.
I'm gonna. Why? Oh, he's trying to flick you off. That I mean,
Yeah,
just
this is for you, Matt. This is for you and that wonderful tidbit you gave me in the restaurant after I iced you, which should have been a tip maybe. Because I was like, you know what? I looked at the math. I was like, this makes a lot of sense. I'm going in, and I lost a lot. We had to buy one less egg this week. It was that bad.
Well, yeah, I told you, man, it's the first time in like 7 years it hasn't hit. It's a weird year for the tournament. It's going pretty chalk.
No, I'm gonna interject here and say I'm glad you brought this up, Matt, because I don't think it is just this year. I think it's been trending this way for a little while now, and you know, I've had this conversation a lot the past couple days, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. This is the byproduct of NIL. Like I enjoy the fact that the players are getting theirs and been paid, but this is the byproduct of what we wanted more so for the football side and for the football. And we all said, hey, there's going to be ramifications and there's unknown things. Like we get NIL and the players for football get what they want and what they deserve. Like we don't know what the trickle down is going to be. Well, we're seeing it in basketball and in the tournament. Now it's so Wild West with the way guys change teams, and it's different than in football because a lot of the core guys stay in football despite you don't have.
And you have really, like what, I don't know, 4 times as many people on the field.
Yeah, it's just that basketball now has become this it's just all hired guns. There's no thing and the money for the schools that pay for basketball, like it's directly correlated. Like now, all the
like
SEC
Scott, no, but I'm sorry, like
you just watch your way into it.
Fucking bullshit. Because I agree with what you're saying in theory. However, the lines in Vegas, the way things were structured, there was money that should have been won according to that theory, and I lost. So fuck it. That's bad. Boo.
Oh no! Also, I mean, we can talk about this too.
When you have a higher seed that's a favorite, and that shit hits, like what the fuck? Or doesn't hit, rather. Sorry, like what the fuck? That's dumb. That's dumb. It's corny. It's corny now. That's the word. We're going. It's corny. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Like, no. It's just the transfer portal is also now open for college basketball players. So guys that lost in the first or second round can immediately start looking for a new team. Teams that may still be in the tournament. They're trying to coincide it with the transfer portal for all the other sports. I just don't understand how they can do everything so right, but so goddamn wrong at the same time.
They trip on the 3-yard line.
The transfer portal is perfect. I love it. I think it's a great thing for student athletes to get. And I'm actually dropping the student out of that shit because they're getting paid now. It's a great thing for these athletes to get that. Coincide it with the offseason. Let these kids figure that out and let the teams figure it out instead of just like going with, I don't know. It's just so weird that in the middle of the biggest tournament in college sports, they're opening up the transfer portal for kids to change after they've lost on teams where maybe they thought they were going to win. Maybe Clemson loses some guys because they thought they were going to win and they're going to go somewhere else. Maybe some of these dudes that balled out are now, balled out for 14, 15, 13 seeds are just going to go join big time teams,
I like that part about it though, Matt. Not like the timing is weird. You're right. I do like the part though that these these kids, guys, men, whatever, they get these athletes. They get to use this tournament to showcase their skills, and then they can move on up and effectively get paid for it. Like, I like that aspect of it. You're right. The timing is weird,
Wholeheartedly agree with
but
that.
I love that they're getting the shot. The smaller schools are at least getting a shot on that stage. So hey, look, was it McNeese State whose coach was like, look, I'm going to go get paid, but I hope all you boys are going to go get paid. Let's go win some basketball games. Like, I respect that part of the game. That's just pure competition. And in those situations, the cream of the crop's going to rise, and the prima donnas are they're going to be found out and exposed. It just
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing about that. I'm not arguing about guys going up and getting more money and transferring to better themselves. I'm arguing strictly about the timing and when it's happening. Okay. And for it to open during the tournament is a travesty. You got to let these coaches, because I don't know. There's just some programs I think they're going to rise and fall when they shouldn't, just because of the timing of what happened.
Here's the thing, though, Matt.
There's teams that can't.
If these players are like us on this show and they're professionals, that won't affect their play on the court. Because a real professional would be able to put that aside and, go get results.
So if they're like us, they're going to fall apart tragically.
No, because, hey, check this out. Look at us. We got all 3 of the Caesar hat shades colored here. That's right.
we did pull that one off.
We didn't even plan that.
Well done, boys.
I'm still working on curving my black one, so that's why I haven't debuted it yet.
Correct.
I don't. Yeah. I was like, Brim's not ready. I'm not doing it.
So let me ask you this then, because the reason mine's not is I usually wear it backwards. Do you curve the bill of your hat that you'll primarily wear backwards?
No. Backwards hats, I don't curve the brim.
They're flat.
Yeah, but I also really don't wear backwards hats anymore. So
I'm primarily backwards. Is that weird?
I'm with you, Mookie. I primarily wear hats backwards as well. But certain hats I feel have to have a certain break to them.
My black hat. Yes.
Certain hats have to have a certain bend to them, whether they're worn forwards or backwards.
And that's fair too. You're right, because like with the material and stuff, like I see it, like the hat, the baseball cap, I think is something that, man, this is going to be old man segment, but we came up with it. Like, it wasn't seen the same way before our generation came up and made it just a part of your attire.
What? Just a baseball hat in general, or?
Yeah, the baseball hat wasn't a thing that would be worn around in, like, what do you call it? Like fast casual settings, right? It was more about the ballpark. It was like an athletic thing, but our generation made it more of like, hey, we're going out in the town, but I'm wearing my hat.
It wasn't our generation. It was Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay, all right, fair.
He threw that hat on backwards, and everybody bought in hook, line, and sinker. And anybody that watched him play in the '90s wore a backwards hat.
Well, thank you, man.
I mean, it was a very 90s thing. I'm going to give it to our generation. I'm going to agree with both of you on this one. We were just fucking cooler.
We were way cooler.
I mean, we're not now, especially by pointing it out.
No,
but
not at all.
But we were.
So...
Ooh.
Sorry, before we get to the sip, chug, drain, pour, I just looked up and saw Tyson say, have you seen Scotty's finances lately? He's not well off. And I don't even know what that's in reference to, but just...
Yeah, I mean, if he's talking about me, my finances are never well off, so...
Scotty. Oh, sorry. He's talking about Scottie Pippen's son being in the transfer
portal
during the Sweet 16. Okay, you know what? But I feel like Tyson earned this one. All right. So,
guys, I gotta just randomly say this, like, there's fireworks going off like outside of my house for no.
Hear that? It sounded like pop.
I'm like, I have no idea whether there are fireworks going on.
Are they like practicing for opening day, or
they wouldn't be anywhere near my house since I live at 45 minutes from?
Well, no,
the
I meant,
stadium.
are your neighbors celebrating? Do they observe opening day? If you will,
I don't know. I've never heard fireworks like this in March,
dude,
so I don't know what's happening. It's random as all hell. But anyway, getting to this sip, chug, drain, pour. Gabe,
I need clarification on the dad hat.
Yeah, I was just going to say we need to define what this is. So, Gabe, you're going to have to kind of lay the parameters there. But he wants to know sip, chug, drain, pour, dad hat, rope hat, and flat bill hat. I'm going to let Matt go first on this one.
I can tell you right off the bat, I don't care what the definition of dad hat is. Flat bill gets drain poured. Because that usually comes with the assholes that still have their stickers on the hat.
Oh, that's me all day.
That's
Oh,
the least
heinous.
shocking thing to hear at all times.
How appropriate, right? And
It's
the kicker
heinous.
is
I
that
hate it. I hate
I
it.
do
I
it
hate
mostly
that
now.
look. I hate that look. I'll get fitted hats. I'll
I'll
get
get
them,
to
and
it.
then I break that bill immediately, at least a little bit. It's got to be at least maybe not to this extent, but it's got to be broken a little bit. I can't do flat bill hats. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I'm gonna go. I guess sip the rope hat, which is what we're wearing right now, and then I will.
Oh, Gabe's
shove-
saying like
shove the dad hat.
Gabe's saying that it's like the flimsy hats, the
Ooh.
old
Yep.
the old standby, the one that you just throw on.
Mm,
I got you,
okay.
Gabe. I got you.
Oh, bang! That's exactly it then. Because the rope hats are also generally snapback, which is my hat of choice. So yeah, I'm gonna sip the rope hat. I'm going to chug the dad hat, and I'm going to drain pour that stupid fucking looking flat bill.
Alrighty, Mookie.
right.
Sip,
So
chug, drink,
so
roll.
and this and Matt, this you're probably gonna hate me more, which is fine because it's deserved. But I'm gonna have to. Man, I hate to say it.
Stop
I'm
laughing
gonna
at this fat
I'm
show
gonna have
killer.
to I'm gonna have to pour drain. I'm gonna have to pour drain the rope hat. Simply because it's third place. I am going to chug the flat bill hat because there's certain ones that I have that are flat bill and I keep the stickers on, but mostly because it drives my wife insane. She hates it. She gets so mad. Why are your stickers on there? I'm like, because people got to know it's authentic, like it's cool. And she gets so frustrated. I don't give two shits other than I know it riles her up, so I leave them on there. So I'm going to chug the flat bill hat, and then I'm absolutely going to sip the dad hat because that old standby, that thing that's broken in, comfortable, you just wear it to any situation. You can't get better than that, right, Scott?
I think we have all different answers here because
Ooh,
I am going to drain pour the flat bill hat. Like get that shit out of here. It immediately makes me think of Justin Chamberlain and those like goofy that goofy era of college guys that came up and like ironed the hat brim to make it even flatter. Nonsense. Those guys are always the biggest douchebags. So flat brim hats got to get out of here. I am going to chug the rope hats because I'm just kind of getting into the rope hats and they're fine. Snapbacks are not my first choice is always going to be a classic just low
baseball cap.
Yeah, low profile, but it's got to be low profile baseball cap. That is my dad cap, but it's actually been the same dad cap that I've been like wearing it forever. Like the low profile baseball hat is my comfort hat. So yeah, I mean I'm absolutely sipping the dad hat if that's what you want to call it.
So is that a snapback for the both of you though? Your go-to hat's a snapback?
No, fitted.
Scott's
Oh,
fitted.
okay.
Scott's fitted.
Yeah, I mean I have some snapbacks and I will wear because it's like some
a snapback. Like
yeah,
you
no,
know
I
what
mean some hats don't come fitted or they
Right.
don't look right fitted, and so I will wear a snapback. But my first go to is to get it fitted,
You know
which
what?
wasn't
You
the
know,
case when I was younger.
A very vain thing for me. I wear snapbacks and I wear them backwards a lot because I want to wear a hat, but I also want to prove that my hairline is still like right here
Yeah, I don't
and
want
let
to.
let
That's
everybody
important.
know.
yeah,
I
trust-
want to hide
Matt,
that. I
trust
want to
me, I'm
hide
in that stage
shit
now. It's
at all
scary.
times.
Yeah, so
It's
for
scary.
me, it's like I'm trying to show my hairline still there. But
I,
also,
hey,
I want to
hey,
say
you know what? I would do that too.
this Caesar hat right here, it falls into all three categories for me because it's a rope hat, it's a snapback, and it's my dad hat. This is my go-to. Throw it on and go somewhere. So this Caesar hat really. Look, you can get it craftbrewedsportsshop.com. I don't know what the website is, but you can get one.
Ask AI, it'll figure it out.
Do we still have the website?
Yeah, we do.
I always wondered that every time we say it. I'm like, oh,
Look, man,
that's
the
right.
only clothes
yeah.
I've bought for
Fantastic.
myself.
Oh
in
wait, by the way,
last-
Matt,
there you
Thank you.
go. And it wasn't even a hard right turn either.
we can arrange that.
I mean, you could. But Matt, the other part about it that I love too is it's got some breathability to it too. Like you could
It
wear it to
does.
the driving range and not feel too stuffy or anything.
It's my softball hat. It's my softball hat. I love it.
That's a strong statement for a hat. If you're a softball hat, you got to be really versatile, but also still look good.
And it's
'Cause
got to be a
there's
dad.
ladies
If
at
you're
softball.
a softball hat, you're a dad cat.
And dudes.
That's all it is.
And,
It's
and
his
Gabe
fault.
confirming dad hat is a low profile baseball hat, or as per Google. I told you. And that's the style I played in. That's the style I want. Like I mean, it was the first style of hat fitted wise that I got familiar with, and I'm like, nope, it's really the only kind. Now I do have ones that aren't. The ones that aren't low profile are the ones that I would wear backwards because they've got the more room. So, like wearing the low profile backwards makes you look like a dork. You can't rock the low profile backwards.
Exactly.
Because again, I like to have a tight curve, and the tight curve backwards with the low profile, you just look like a dork, and you don't. So that's not okay. So
And
the
that's
ones
why
I
this
wear,
Caesar hat, which is not low profile.
yes,
It is,
right,
it is
exactly.
very high
Perfect.
profile. It's very
it's
And
the
that's
all-encompassing hat.
and to go back to the Griffey thing, it's like, yes, that style of hat that Griffey would wear backwards was the higher crown hat, and when you flip those around, they look good backwards. Like that would be my only backwards hat go to.
He looks so good in them too. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he pulls it off perfect.
He's hitting the warehouse wearing that. So I mean,
yeah, easily.
you know. Mookie,
So
do you
I
know
got
what I'm talking about when I say he's hitting the warehouse?
Pass.
That's exactly what I thought.
So we've kind of all alluded to it, but I got to know, like, where did you learn to curve your hat? What U of baseball were you? U8, U10?
It was. I mean, it was that. That was probably one of the first things I learned in baseball that I actually could do well. The
first thing that Scott did well in baseball was curve a hat.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm saying, I mean, those things took time to get the skills, but the hat curling thing, I was on that pretty early because I remember I had kids older than me teach me how, like, you were supposed to, fold it inside and put it in your back pocket with the curve, and you don't sit on it, but you keep it in there so that it keeps that curve tight, and you do that for like a day, and then you get that tight curve. Like, yes, that absolutely learned it like at the lowest level, like first year of baseball. Like, we called it weepee when and back home it was weepee, and then you went to pee-wee. So whatever the equivalent of that level is today.
Did y'all do the dishwasher trick?
I did not, but that's because we were broke and didn't have a dishwasher.
You can do it.
Fair. Okay, so for those of you at home that don't know what the dishwasher trick is, that's when you stick a hat in the dishwasher, and while it's still wet, you put it on, and it like molds to the size of your head, and it fits perfectly forever until your head grows, because you're a child, and it's going to happen in like 6 months. But it's the best hat you'll ever have for 6 months. We used to do that, and then when I was in elementary school, some older kids taught me how to curve a bill on my baseball hat, and it was game over from there. I had the tightest of curves.
Yeah,
right. Like, wasn't that was the thing? This thing was like into a tunnel. Can I just look around like this isn't tunnel? Because like that was where you wanted to be.
I mean, honestly, we kind of
crazy.
competed on the team, like, because you had to have the tight curve, but if you broke it, you were a rookie. Like, you had to keep the curve tight, and there could not be the crease from where you had broken.
And you had to work
the bill
one edge to the other. That's what you really had to do, is work it one edge to the other, back and forth across the bill, bending it just a little bit at a time. Make sure you break it in. That was a crucial life skill to have in the 1990s.
It really was.
This generation has lost.
Honestly, you knew the cool kids if people had their bills curved correctly. Like, that was how I identified the kids that were cool. It wasn't 100%.
We had high standards. High standards.
And this has been your old man segment, Hat Talk.
I'm sorry.
This is pretty. This is critical, though. This is critical. I mean, kids
need to know about this shit. You know what I mean? Fashion's all the rage. They spend so much time on the fashion for SportsCenter these days. It's nuts. I can't imagine what their wardrobe costs is.
Also, I teach my kids all of the baseball things that I did, and all like you're wearing. You have to wear high socks. You are going to curve your bills.
What?
Oh, dude.
Wear high socks?
High socks to get the fuck out, bro.
High socks are get the fuck out.
Absolutely not.
Chipper came up with high socks. I wore high socks.
No, you know what? That's fine, though. That's fine, because I quit baseball early to go play real sports. So I don't know what's cool and what's not, because I had other things to do.
What's the real sport you were playing, Andrew?
Soccer, lacrosse, basketball, hockey.
Where's the timeout camera? God damn it.
There it is.
There it is. There we go. All right, Mookie.
Soccer. Fuck
Get
soccer.
out.
And for the
It's
record,
not even- it's not even that. It's not the fuck soccer. It was the
Look,
I
you
got.
played
I
a
went
sport
off and
because you
stopped
guys were
playing
afraid to touch other
baseball.
people. Okay, I went and played
What?
something physical where you had to body people up. You had to go there mano a mano and prove your physical superiority
Yes,
as well
yes.
as your intellect.
And that's
And
what it
how
was
long
always
did you
known
last
as.
before you were at the end of the bench there, Andrew?
But again, that's
With
what it
your
was always known
physicality.
as.
G, all
It was
right, over
always
here.
known as the macho sport, right? Like all the heavy hitters, all your big time friends, like that like to hit people, went off to play soccer.
Well, yeah, until we could start playing lacrosse.
What?
You
No,
forget,
they
I
went
grew
and
up in
played
Michigan.
football or
It's a different,
hockey.
it's a
Come on,
different thing
man.
up there, man.
I-
Well,
I-
hockey,
it
but
must
again,
be.
hockey was for the rich kids. We couldn't pay. We couldn't afford
Well,
to play
true.
all the hockey.
True
fees and
that, but
shit.
soccer wasn't for the poor kids. That's for damn sure. Soccer's
Are you
expensive
serious?
as hell.
Sure it was. What do you
What?
mean? You go practice
Dude.
in a field.
Nah, man, soccer's expensive. Like
Well,
that's
maybe
why
down here in Ohio.
Americans suck. That's why Americans suck at soccer now because it's too
Oh,
expensive
yeah,
to
I
get
mean, that's-
into.
No, because all our good athletes play real sports.
Well, that too. All right, Mookie, you're out of time.
I disagree.
Don't let it happen again, dude. That was rude.
You're rude. Especially
yeah.
because you know what, Scott? No, this is some bullshit. We've been talking about this forever. And you never play the drop.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Baseball's back, baby.
No,
Let's
but,
go.
no, we're not actually doing that though.
Boom shakalaka!
We never finished basketball. So like,
I hate when
Sean
Mookie
Miller
does this
left.
with the
Chris Mack got
transitions.
hired. That's as far as we got. Xavier's team is trash. I do want to. We talked about how the favorites won a bunch. I
Yeah.
do wanna
Well,
actually
I was
talk
gonna
to you guys
say, what
about-
else do you want to talk about with the tournament?
Have you
in relation
watched
to
the women's tournament at all? You've been
Nope.
watching any of those games?
No.
The only thing that I saw was the commentator for a USC women's basketball game, who is whole white, decided to say that all the celebrities being there watching Juju Watkins was like being at the BET Awards. As someone that's never been to the BET Awards myself,
Have you been invited
I'm
though?
guessing
Just
she
didn't
hasn't
make it.
been.
Have
So
you watched
that
the
felt
BET
like a-
Awards, Matt?
Yes.
I have.
It's not a good time. I'm not a fan. Go ahead.
I mean,
Better than the Grammys.
That's your opinion, man. I'm here for all of it. But
Well played. Well played.
your opinion, man. That's your opinion. No,
wait,
but
is
it's
that-
just such a wild
Race card.
such a
Absolutely
wild
was
thing.
not.
A wild thing for a whole white lady to say on air while talking about Juju Watkins, and then I think that just cursed her because Juju Watkins just tore her ACL. So.
Which really fucking sucks for the game. Like, honestly, which you both already admitted to. You haven't watched any of the tournament, which means you've not watched any women's basketball all year. But having actually watched some, it's fun to watch her play. Like, she is a master at the game. She's an all-around athlete too. The way that she plays. Did Matt die?
You're
But-
usually not supposed to call out when he steps off.
Oh,
when he's not
right,
on
right.
camera.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
So no, but he
Professional.
was laughing really, really hard at the joke that I think I just made was
No, I was dying at it. You're good.
dying at it, absolutely dying. At it. No, but seriously, like Juju again, this is one of the things that I think women's basketball is doing right. Is they have these personalities who are really entertaining off the court, but also play really fucking good basketball, and then they go at each other in a way that is entertaining to watch it all play out as the tournament progresses, and then when they, I'll say, quote unquote, graduate to the WNBA, it carries on. And so, like, you've got Juju Watkins, get the girl from LSU. I would butcher her name, so I'm just gonna not, so I don't get called out for it. You've got Caitlin Clark in the NBA. You've got Paige Becker's ready to go out there. It's just they're churning out superstars. They figured out something that works. Now, granted, it's obviously the women's game, so it's not getting as much press time. But damn it, if they're not making the most of what it is. What's her name? Sarah Ashley Barker from Alabama went off yesterday against Maryland. Maryland, who has its own stars, I forget her name, number 10, though, with like the rec specs, but like the aggressive Oakley ones, just frigging. It's a fun game to watch. And maybe it's just me, but I think it's worth, switching over from this boring chalk men's tournament here and there when y'all got a chance.
To be fair, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I haven't watched any of the men's tournament either. So I am.
Oh no, false.
I am equal.
You haven't watched any of the you didn't watch any of the Xavier games because you had to go to work.
I am equal opportunity. I am equal opportunity. Haven't watched
That's
the men's,
fair.
haven't
That's
watched the
fair.
women's. I'm giving neither of them my ratings. I mean, the timing of them sucks for my life these days. Like I just, when the games are being played, I can't really watch them unless they play those early afternoon games. I was screwed. And so and when Xavier's not in it, I don't care. Because why should I? We were just talking about how it's just these boring, everything's chalk, and it's just, you don't know who's playing for any of these teams, and the guys are moving all around, coaches are moving all around. It's chaos. So I don't have any interest in watching college basketball
funny
unless
'cause
Xavier's
usually-
playing. So
Usually you're very pro chaos, Scott.
I am, and I'm
You're
all
here for the
for. Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's changed college basketball in a way that I find myself drifting away from it altogether. Like not because of the product is any worse. It's just I'm just not a fan of how everything is structured at the moment.
And I got two things. One, Mookie, I looked up the LSU women's basketball roster, and when you said you were going to butcher her name,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I have literally no idea what player you're talking about because I don't want to try and say most of these for fear of getting canceled just immediately. So I really don't know. I don't want to deal with any of that. And to back up Scott's point, when I was in high school, when I was in college and I had free time to watch college basketball, I watched every little bit I could get of it. I knew every player. My bracket was always filled out perfectly. I followed every game. I watched everything. I work 2 jobs, man. I don't have time to pay attention to college basketball. So it'll be like on in the background while I'm like working, but I'm literally working and every once in a while I'll turn around and go, oh, nice shot. And that's about all I got for watching the tournament anymore. I just don't have the time or the energy to learn anything about any of these kids. I wish them all the best. I hope they all make as much money as they can, but I don't have it in me, man.
Then that's my thing. And again, like, Xavier, they've got to play their cards right too, because last year they kind of faded and they start losing. Like, I got to prioritize, and like, prioritizing losing ass teams just ain't it. Hey, the 49ers got the same treatment this past season. Like, you start losing, Braves did it. They were on shaky ground there at the end of last season. It's just like you start losing and it starts being clear. Like I can read the tea leaves. Like I'm going to invest my time in something else, because sitting there for 2 and 3 hours at a time to watch your teams lose, it ain't it no more. Like I used to wear it as a badge of honor. I'm there for every game, no matter what. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I still support them and all, but I can't invest the time to sit there and watch them lose. Like, and I'm just not going to. Like, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I guess. Like, it's just watching sports is a young man's game.
Bitching about the results and the players on the team is what we get to do as old people, saying we've been there, we've been through this. We know what it looks like when a team sucks, and I'm going to do something else. And yes, Gabe, LaToya Johnson. Right?
She's a rapper?
Nope, not even close.
It can't be
Flau'jae
LaToya
Johnson.
Flau'jae.
Flau'jae.
But I thought you said
my favorite name on the team.
I thought you said her last name was difficult to say, like Johnson.
No, to the first name. Yeah, because I can't just say Johnson, like Johnson. That could be fucking anybody.
I will say the one name I'm comfortable saying on the LSU women's basketball team also happens to be one of the greatest names I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's Jersey Wolfenbarger. That's
a strong name.
Incredible name. That's an incredible name. Jersey Wolfenbarger. Woo! That's a name.
Does it surprise you that she's a 6'5" forward?
No,
Nope,
no.
not at all.
That Jersey sounds like she has to be 6'5". Like,
there's also
I imagine her bullying folks
POA
in the paint.
Let's just run through some of these. There's a last tier POA.
Yep.
LAST TAC or dash TEARPOA. last tier Poa. There's an Anissa Morrow. I feel like this is Miracle Shepherd, but it's MJRACLE. I feel like that's still Miracle. There's an Izzy Bezelman. These names are awesome. These are great names, great sports names all across the board.
Miracle Shepherd, also a transfer from Mississippi State, probably went through the portal.
Bang. Got her money.
Right? Get the bag.
So, Mookie, who's the favorite to win the women's tournament now that Juju Watkins went down?
I mean, UCLA is still up there, but I mean, like, let's be honest. It's all about Dawn Staley, baby. Like, this is her sport. Like, it starts and ends with her. And last I checked, they haven't lost. So there you go. South Carolina, mark it down.
I am a Dawn Staley basketball camp survivor.
Holy shit.
She ran a basketball camp out near
feel
me
like
when
that
I was
means-
a kid. And I'll tell you what, that woman ran us ragged. We could not see up from down after we were done with her basketball camps. But she was a great coach, and she taught me everything I know about basketball, which is not very much, but what she taught me stuck with me.
I'm more impressed that you survived that than your time in service. Tiffy's, by the way. But to me, that's saying something. Because I'm sure, did you even touch a basketball till like day 3?
We didn't touch a basketball until noon every day. So it was an all day camp. It was
right.
Monday to Friday. It was an all day camp. We went there from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. It's a day job, and we got a half hour for lunch. And we ran for the first 4 hours of every day.
Which is always funny in those camps where they're so concerned about your stamina and everything. It's like, I'm only going to be here a week. Like, there's not enough time for any of this to take effect. Like, why do you care so much? But
they're
it was
instilling
to make
discipline.
a point.
They're letting
That's
us
right.
know what we got to do to
That's
keep
right.
it going. If we want to get to that level, that's what we got to do.
Torturing children is one of the best things you can do in life. So, like, of course,
Also true.
They paid
Also
you.
true.
You're getting their approval to torture them. So why not do it?
As someone that used to coach youth
I
sports
think
and
that's
made them
fair
run.
too, because it's also really easy. You don't have to plan a whole lot for. Hey, gang, today we're gonna run around the track for an hour. Okay, go. Tweet. Don't stop till I blow this whistle again.
As someone that used to coach youth sports, I made them run. I don't want us to get censored here on YouTube. So unalivings, self-unalivings up and down the court,
It's like
God
is-
bless
I get it now.
America.
just as much as possible.
Hold on.
because
Hold on
it-
a minute. Hold on a minute.
It was a buy-in process. You had to run 10 to get into practice. You had to run 10 to get out.
Yep, that's exactly right, man. That's your ticket to dance, baby.
Sure, small children, I'm in.
Boy, but you know what though? You taught those kids what it means to have character. Gabe chiming in. Wow, I didn't think about that. Oh man, my mouse is just clicking things.
Jesus.
So yeah, I guess that's our basketball talk, huh? There was
Dynamite drop it.
that manager that held the boom box. There was the team whose coach was already leaving the
Wait,
coach.
what?
Oh,
team,
didn't that
like,
kid transfer?
the manager? Yeah, the manager. went
Boombox
with the
kid.
coach.
Yeah, he went with the
Yeah.
coach, right?
Yeah.
Where'd he go, Mook? Where'd he go?
Oh, is this the
NC
kid
State?
that signed the deal? Is that the
Yeah,
kid that
he
I
got a
saw
deal
all
with
over?
B-dubs and all that.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
gonna
look,
say, and he
I was like-
followed some transfer.
all he did.
Like,
was
what's
free a
the deal?
boombox.
I was just gonna say, what's the deal with this? How did he secure an NIL deal?
I mean, I think that's it. He carried the boombox, wrapped some bars, and
Right, but I mean, like, who's paying him to be in what?
Oh, Matt, do you know?
Like, why are they paying him?
it
I
was
don't
it was
understand
Buffalo Wild Wings. I think Insomnia Cookie, and there was a third one.
that. How did he get
And
Just
he got a
because
top
of-
deal card, according
just
to
because of holding this boombox, like on their entrance? Is that what?
Andy
Well,
wrapped
he
a
also
few
he
bars.
also rapped while they were coming on the court. He was an integral part of the team. And that's what they said. But to me, it sounds like right place, right time. And again, look, I'm not
I'm not knocking it. I just couldn't figure.
Money.
I just couldn't figure out why he was getting money, but then also following a kid to another school. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
He wasn't.
He
well,
followed the kid or the
coach.
coach.
He followed the coach.
Oh, I thought he was following a player.
No,
he's
coach,
going to go be a grad assistant for the coach.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Now that makes more sense. I thought there
Yeah.
was a player that was transferring, and he was following the player, like he was like his personal manager or something. I'm like, what? And Gabe pointing out, just happy he's not white. That was true. When I saw the kid, that was my first thought. I was like, wait, this guy's getting this much attention? Good for him. Absolutely.
The cheerleaders were wearing socks with his face on it while they were cheering the game.
They had a
it was pretty
t-shirt.
cool for him. That was
t-shirt.
good for that kid. That's his dream come true. That guy got his 15 minutes of fame, and he's letting it ride. And he's getting a job out of it. So good for him. And I hope he continues in the basketball arena.
Also, Gabe, you earned this.
Race card.
But I too was happy for it, so I also earned one.
Race card.
Did you have something to say, Bar?
Nope. I mean, it's basketball, I guess. We did that one.
We did that. We killed it. We killed the basketball. Was there any?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just need a little Caesar. Keep us going. We've done 55 minutes, boys.
When in doubt, play us out, Caesar.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I don't even know where we're going because I planned on all of Sean Miller talk, and then I saw you guys kept sending articles in the group, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk Sean Miller, and then we'll just see where things go.
Exactly. Well, that was the best part about it is, did you see that? Actually, a little more basketball talk. St. Francis from Pennsylvania, who lost in the first four, was like, this is too bad. We can't compete. We're dropping down 2 levels.
Oh, yeah. I didn't understand that story. So did they voluntarily drop down 2 levels?
they're like,
They did. They voluntarily went down. So my buddy Jalen, Scott, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Lives in Columbus. He went to St. Francis. He played college football at St. Francis.
Sarah says hi.
He played in Hi, Sarah. He went to St. Francis, played college football there, and they played in D1 2A, I believe, FCS now, right? Where JMU
Gabe's
used
saying
to be.
that they have a creepy mascot. What's their mascot?
They do, and it's because they are a Christian school. So they dropped down to D3 to play other Christian schools in their division.
Shit. Oh, crap. My bad. It's my mouse, man. My mouse is acting up. Sorry, you were saying about the Christian schools?
Yeah, no, play it.
Oh, we'll ride it out.
Fuck y'all and your bedtimes. No, they're dropping down to D3 to play Christian schools that are within 300 miles of them, so they don't have to travel very far. And I think that is just, I don't care.
Yep.
Moving on.
We're finding where the buttons are. This is great. Also, did you guys at all see the?
Wait a minute, hold on. Sarah is asking, is their mascot a crucified Jesus?
Sarah, this would be Google number 5. St. Francis. Which one are there? There's like a billion St. Francis's. Basketball. There it is. The red flash.
It is a freaky friar.
A freaky friar.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's a freaky friar.
Is he like
showing
Joe, put up a picture of it. Joe, where you at?
Is he showing cake? Like what do we mean he's freaky?
Oh, it's just way too many teeth, and there's only like 4 of them.
Oh
somehow.
yeah. I see
so he's like scary, creepy looking.
Yes.
Gabe says he's on drugs.
He kind of looks like he might be a Family Guy character too, though, a little bit.
And a unibrow for some reason.
Huh.
How do we? Hold on.
He's Frankie the Friar. Is his name Frankie the Friar?
Hold on, I got you.
And I have some new bones to pick with Jalen.
Ooh, whoa! This is a family show, guy. Come on now. Share screen.
I don't know what Mookie thought you said or were alluding to, but it was a hilarious reaction by him. Hey, Mookie's getting
there. It is the Freaky Friar.
Oh wow!
Now
What?
show the real one. That's
He
from,
looks coked out.
that's not coked out. That is shroomed out. My
Uh.
man is on Mars tripping balls.
Hey, at least he's having fun, right? At least he's having fun. How about that?
That's
That's
what I'm talking about.
a little bit more
Too
accurate
Too
there,
many teeth, but somehow not enough. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is weird looking. Who designed it? Why is he wearing
Now
an
the real question is,
oversized
would
undershirt?
Mike put it on?
Yes.
Fact.
No doubt. No
Funny
doubt.
'cause, my uncle texted me this weekend and he was like, I don't know how we were talking about the blue blob, but he's like, do you think this guy ever wore this outfit to the bar? And I'm like, speaking from experience of a friend, yes, absolutely. That mascot costume has been in nasty skeevy dive bars. What do you expect?
If your
All right,
college
that's the
mascot
Freaky Friar.
doesn't have stale beer spilled on it, is it really a college mascot?
Nah, that's exactly right. That Freaky Friar probably is extra funky smelling too.
No, it's not, because it's a Christian school.
Oh, right.
Hey,
Yeah.
where are we
yeah,
going
have
next?
fun.
What are we talking about?
So speaking of how to have fun, it's really fun when you win a March Madness College Bowl basketball game by cheating and taking an extra step in the last second buzzer beater layup. Did you guys see the Maryland highlight that absolutely was 3 steps and no one decided to call it? I mean,
I heard
you
people
got to
bitching
feel bad
about
for
it.
Colorado State, right?
I saw it, and I'll be honest, they had 2 travels. When they got the ball past half court before they called the timeout, that dude took like 4 steps before he collected himself and called a timeout. So that's travel number 1. And then travel number 2 did come when he was driving the lane. This is my favorite part about this is college basketball, because they're CBS, right? CBS covers college basketball for the tournament. They brought in notorious rules of every sport, Gene Steratore, the guy that they have to do football. They brought him in, and then he explained it, and I swear to Christ, every time that guy explains anything, you're like, he's fucking wrong. So he was, and he made a comment about how he could bobble the ball all the way down the court and it wouldn't matter. I mean, this guy's a fucking joke. Can we get these referee guys off the TV? I'm so sick of them, because all they do is agree with whatever was called on the field, the court, the pitch, the anything. They agree with whatever was called because the league needs to save face and they're hired to be there by the league. It's absurd. I hate it. Get him out of here. Also, Maryland should have lost.
Hold on.
I mean, I never wanted this whole thing to start. Like, I mean, I blame the NFL for this, because they're the first ones that did this official nonsense, and everybody copied suit. I never liked the idea of the former of this, because I'm like, the guys sit there and they're like, oh, on the off chance that they do disagree with the call, or they do, they're now in a position where they're not going to be held accountable for it, and they say it so definitively that it's like, why the hell wasn't that the way you called it, though, when you're on the field? Because you blew that same call like all the fucking time. That you would sit there in the booth and say, oh, well, no, it should have been this way. Where were you assholes at when you were on the field? Like, that's what drives me nuts about it. Like, I don't want to hear from you now.
It's just so wild to me. That guys into the booth and talk, or the studio or whatever. It's just goddamn.
Matt,
I don't know what it adds.
Matt, who screwed this call up?
Gene Steratore. Well, I don't know what the referee's name was.
Gene Steratore.
Move this man.
Oh,
Actually, wait, should it have
Studio.
been?
Yeah, no, you nailed it, buddy. Nailed it.
Oh, I was gonna say Gene Steratore.
Hold this L real quick. Hold it. Just hold it for me.
One of them, maybe.
I love that it is a New York guy, because Gene Steratore is from like northern Jersey and says he's from New York, even though he's really not.
Oh God, those people are the fucking worst. Like, if you really want to be from New York, then move across the fucking border and be from New York, right?
Yeah, he's from like Hoboken, and like, I'm from New York.
No, bullshit doesn't count. All right, well, I think we murdered basketball. Like, what else is left to talk about over there? Do you guys want to talk a little about the baseball Tokyo series? Did you guys see the numbers there? Huh?
No, but if you're gonna do it right.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Perfect. So the Dodgers Cubs opener in Tokyo did 25 million viewers in Japan. I get it even more now. That's obscene. That's an obscene amount of coverage for games that they matter, but at the same time, it's like, you're not really going all out, are you?
They do matter. Both teams were going all out. I wholeheartedly believe that because they do count towards the 162 game schedule. You say that. But also, I've been to a Japanese baseball game. I went to go see the Hiroshima Carps, and I'll tell you what, the Japanese love their baseball, and those games are so much fun. They are a blast. That is a fun time. That is and they knew what they were doing, putting the Dodgers out there. They're putting Shohei back in Japan, and there was a video of like all these little kids on the field. They got to high five Shohei before the game, and all of them lost their collective minds. It's awesome. And you know what? I think it's good for baseball because if MLB gets international, it's even better because I think the more Japanese and Korean baseball players we get coming over to play, I think it's perfect, and I think it makes the sport better.
I mean, quite simply put, he's their MJ. I mean, he is.
Correct.
He's their MJ. So, of course, they're soaking this up. I mean, these games did numbers before Shohei because, to Matt's point, they love them some baseball over in Japan, and they are super enthusiastic about it. So the 25 million, I was like, nah, that sounds about right. This essentially is their Super Bowl. Like as far as TV numbers, they put up insane numbers for these games every year. So while I am not a fan of them, I do enjoy the fact that it grows the game globally. I'm fine with that. I don't like the nature of having them and then the teams coming back and coming back to this like half spring training.
I mean,
and then like the season starting.
That's the problem.
It's just
momentum.
It's just a weird way that they have it set up, and I know that it's probably the only way that they can make it work and keep it fair. I get all that.
They really need that much time. Do they really need that? I mean, NFL teams only take a couple
it's negotiated.
London,
but it's negotiated though.
They hit each other. These dudes just throw balls around.
The only way they could do it is if at the very beginning of the season they were willing to sacrifice two teams that were not allowed to put players in the All-Star game and send them over there during All-Star week and play 2 games and then come back. There's no other way to send players to Japan and back to play, even if you're doing like the Mariners and the Giants. Look, I've flown from San Francisco to Tokyo. That flight sucks. I don't care if you're flying private. I don't care if you're flying whatever. That flight is long. It's a long fucking flight. So you can't. It's even worse than them flying NFL teams to London or Germany to play.
Okay, all right. Well,
wait. A 13-hour flight to get across the Pacific. The Pacific is an idea. Large.
What we need is an MLB team in Hawaii then. Or like Midway.
Absolutely the fuck not.
You just
Could you imagine New York and Boston having to travel to Hawaii?
Yes, correct. Yeah, Boston flying to Hawaii.
Right, you go New York to maybe like Atlanta,
Dallas, and then you get to LA, and then you get to fucking Hawaii.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you break up the trip, then you hit Tokyo,
then you have to fly home, cross country.
They're gonna have to reincarnate the Concorde to come back so they can fly them there.
Yeah, I think there's a very good logistical reason that there's never been a professional franchise for any sport in Hawaii.
Mookie's gonna be like, well, have we talked about Alaska?
That's where I was going to go next, right? They have they can play games all day around in Alaska because it's 24-hour sun. So think about all the games you can make up if you had like basically twice the daylight to play baseball. Doubleheader, triple header, baby. Let's go. Like, that's how you get that cheddar.
And all the games that we wouldn't be able to watch because the MLB sucks about letting fans watch the game.
Who gives a shit? Like, who's actually trying to watch? I'm just trying to bet on it.
I mean, if that ain't a classic Mookie response, I don't know.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
So
also, betting on baseball is an insane thing to do.
It's the best thing to do. It's the best thing to do ever.
No, I said we decided at one point on this show that it is it's the one that makes you the most degenerate because baseball is so impossible to gamble. So
it's not. The White Sox are going to lose 100 games again this year, right?
Oh, look, Mook, you want to fade the White Sox? I'm with you. I'll do that with you. I will fade the White Sox with you. We can.
How many more games do the White Sox lose if they had to go to Hawaii and Alaska?
If you want to bet on any other game other than the fucking White Sox, you're an insane human being. because baseball is the most. It's not like any other sport. There's twice the amount of games you're going to get in any other sport.
That's the best part. You have volume. And you have data. Like baseball is all data. Like we know plus or minus 2 games where every team is going to finish before the season even starts, which is amazing considering they play 162 games over the course of 19 months. Like
I'm talking about betting on individual. I'm talking about betting on individual games. I'm talking about betting on individual games is insane.
Well, that's why
I watched the Dodgers lose last. Look, I watched the Dodgers, who are the best team in baseball. It's not even close. They're going to run away with the World Series again. It's infuriating. I hate it. Good for no, fuck it. Not even good for them. But if to bet on an individual game, I watched Dodgers lose like 10-0 in August last year. Baseball is the most random sport ever.
Yeah, but 10-0 is no different than 1-0. And so if your prediction is they're going to lose that game, who cares?
It is if you got. There's so many factors that go.
Well, you don't play the run line. You don't play the run line. You play the money line. And you box it, man. We've talked about this. The power of the parlay isn't in the parlay. It's when you box parlays at an N-1 level.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
I also love how Matt's like, buddy, like he's talking to like a toddler. It's like, buddy, no, but like, buddy, we don't put our hand in there.
I don't know what the fuck that means. You're speaking Greek to me.
All right, dude. When he started getting in the weeds of gambling baseball, and I thought to myself, what in the is he talking about with these lines? Like, I couldn't imagine watching baseball like that. Oh, that sounds miserable.
So I don't actually watch it. That's the secret. Also, DraftKings has started sending me notifications about the White Sox trying to get me to bet their futures. I'm like,
also,
I see what you did there.
Sarah is right where she says the Midnight Sun game is amazing, a must see up in Fairbanks. My uncle used to live in Fairbanks. I've been up there. It's gorgeous.
That. I watched it.
It's
live
very cool. I try and catch as often as I can. It's a very cool game. So yes, Alaska does have that. That's fantastic. They don't need a franchise because we can't even have a California city keep one alive. So maybe
the practicality aspect of it is there's that to be considered. But somehow I bet you could put a team in there and they would still, increase in value by billions of dollars just because.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of places that can't hold a franchise down, the Tampa Bay Rays right now.
I don't even care.
Are about to play their entire season at the New York Yankees spring training facility. Right? That's fine. That's fine. If that's all you have to do, that's fine. However, the New York Yankees logo above the entrance is 3 times as big as the Tampa Bay Rays logo. So I just want to congratulate Nashville on getting a new team next year because that is absolutely what's going to happen. The Tampa Bay Rays are going to fold and they are going to move because that is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Fold as in like go bankrupt?
Not fold. They're going to fold in Florida and they're not going to want to be there anymore.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, I think that's already been the case. It just they have to drag the owner out of there. I don't understand why he isn't ready to move them, or is it that MLB wants him to stay in Tampa?
Let's throw this one to Scott. He's the baseball expert.
Yeah, it's definitely not me.
Wait, repeat what you said, Mookie, because I don't think I understood.
Why haven't the Rays moved sooner? I've also heard MLB wants the Rays owner to sell the team, but do they want him to sell to keep them in Tampa?
No, I think I don't know what MLB wants, if they actually want the franchise there ultimately, or if they just want the owner to sell to just, get new ownership in there. I'm not
just sell to just anyone.
Yeah, I mean, that I'm not sure about, but I think the straw that broke the camel's back was everything that fell apart with this stadium deal that they just had in place. And that, I don't know. I'm not sure who's to blame, whether it was the city or the team or whatever. But then the hurricane destroyed everything, and that messed everything up even further. And so I think that's when MLB was just like, all right, we're done with this. Like, you're not going to get the stadium. Now we're having to put you up in a hotel down here in Tampa at a spring training complex. Like, this is nonsense. So now I think they're just open to whatever. Like, they just want to get the ownership that's there out and move on one way or the other. So,
I mean,
Sam with a very good point.
yeah. Asking the question,
Why
we're all
would it-
wondering, why would anyone actively want to be in Tampa?
yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, was
You
it
have a
last week?
layover?
Was it
don't
last
know.
week or whatever that I was thinking? Like, but maybe it was just on Backwards K. But I mean, I'm banging my fist on the table this time to end the experiment with baseball in Florida in general. Like, keep your spring training. You can keep spring training down there. That's fine. But the idea that franchises can be sustained down there, they've been given their shot, man. And Floridans, they just don't care enough. There's a lot of transplants. They're just not interested. And down there in Tampa, I mean, that really is like Yankee land. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
New Yorkers got on there. Like, and then because the spring training comes, it's like, so it's like they're playing in enemy territory. You're trying to establish a different franchise in a place that has a team, or I don't know. It just give it up at this point. Like, if Oakland wasn't allowed to have a team because they couldn't get their shit together, and they've proven they
right.
deserve to have a team, then no team and then no city in Florida deserves to have a team. So they've shown that they can't handle it and don't really care to. So just move out of there.
You know where I would put a team, and I know it's insane to say.
I've got 3 places that need teams like yesterday. And I mean, well, one of them
Vegas.
supposedly Vegas. Well, Vegas definitely needs a team. That's numerous.
Vegas needs a team. I would put one in Portland, Oregon. I put one in Nashville.
That was my third. Up there's my list.
And
Las
then I would
Vegas,
also,
Nashville,
and here's a crazy one. I would put one in Omaha, Nebraska, because they love their baseball in the Midwest and they love their college baseball. But I'll tell you what, if you got guys that they would be able to watch coming through the college system and then play for their pro team, they would have a lot of seats.
But like, is there
lot of
anyone
fans.
actually in Omaha?
Well, that was what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I mean, I think it'll get, but I don't know
In
if you.
theory.
I don't think. I don't think they'd be able to sustain a major league franchise long term. But the other 3 cities, absolutely, Portland.
It's fair. Omaha only has 500,000 people. I take it back.
Yeah, yeah.
I take it back. I take it back.
They can sustain the college thing. Like, that's their speed. Omaha is not a professional franchise. But that being said, Las Vegas, Nashville, and Portland all need franchises like right now. And I mean, I know the A's are supposed to end up in Las Vegas, but I still am not 100% that deal is finalized. Like, I won't believe it until they're actually playing games in Las Vegas.
Let's assume the A's go to Vegas. So we're going to get rid of Miami and we're going to get rid of Tampa Bay.
Move
Who
them up.
goes where and what is the realignment?
Well, why does there have to be realignment first?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think.
You're taking 2 teams off the East Coast, and I guess Nashville's still on the.
Yeah, they're still.
it's-
Yeah,
But
I
once you
would.
send one
I
to
would.
Portland, you're not going to be able to keep it in the East.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't realign short term. If you're just doing those 2, I would flip them and then worry about it when you add Portland if you're gonna expand. But if you're gonna move, just say if they were just to move out of Florida, I think you just keep it the way it was and just make one American, one national, and call it a day. Like, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
mess.
still-
I wouldn't
but
mess with
still, you're-
realignment until your hand is forced.
Well, but you'd have to, though, right? I mean,
No, because
football,
okay.
Tampa's American and Miami is national. So one of them becomes like what? Why would it?
Like, it's bad thing in the division.
It's Boston to Portland. It's New York to Portland.
Oh no, but that's what I'm
People
saying.
are
I'm
all-
only talking about in the scenario of there is no Portland yet. You're just moving the 2 Florida teams up to Nashville and I said we were talking about Portland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to go somewhere. Nashville and
Yeah, that purple stuff got you,
shit.
boy.
It did. That
purple
got
stuff
me.
got you.
Yeah, that got me.
You know what? Though, like,
I don't know why I
geography's
was like,
really hard,
you're sitting there
you
the whole
know?
time too, like, but Portland's over there. That kind of, and I'm like, no, we're good. We're just moving up.
He's
north.
thinking Portland, Maine. All right, Portland, Maine's going to get a baseball team.
I mean, we were talking about Maine this whole time, but then I don't know what the argument was about.
The Whites are going to love baseball. in Maine.
Purple Dragon got me. No, yeah, I guess so. Then, yeah, I mean, I guess that there would be some type of realignment because the West, but is the West still short at the moment? I can never remember. When they
No,
realigned,
they're all even.
all the
They're
divisions
all
are
even.
even.
They're all
Yeah.
even. So the only thing I could think of is you'd make Houston in the AL Central, but then you got to move an AL Central team over. I see. It's very complicated. I don't know what you do.
Yeah, I don't know.
The realignment.
Poop right now.
Dynamite dropping Mookie.
Mookie's playing with buttons again.
I thought we had like a math one, but this I don't. Ugh. Do we
You don't have any?
maybe?
You don't have any thoughts on baseball realignment? You know,
Maybe no, I don't really because I can't picture a fucking map and I can't.
Okay,
Google-
here we go. Mookie, you're a big baseball fan, big baseball guy.
Huge, massive.
What is your World Series pick?
Dodgers.
Over.
Who cares?
Boston.
Vegas
honestly, that was basically the conclusion we came to yesterday.
Vegas has made it very clear. The Dodgers are a historic favorite, like none has ever seen. So the Dodgers over. Hold on, I'll give you one. The Dodgers over the O's. Why not?
That's actually what I picked last night.
It is. I watched it happen.
I'm a baseball expert.
that was legit my World Series pick, but it's more. It was more of wish casting and hoping. Like that's legit what I want because I think that the O's would have a good chance to beat the Dodgers. Like coming from the AL. Yeah, well, and it's just in general when you start looking up and down who has the ability to potentially beat it because it has to be somebody from the AL. Like, yes, there's good teams on the NL side, and it'd be great if the Braves knocked them out before they got to that point. And Vegas says that they're the best hope to knock them out right now, odds wise. But I think if you're looking at the American League side, Baltimore is the best team to be able to currently. To be able to beat the Dodgers. I honestly don't think there's any American League team that's going to beat them, but they have the best shot.
There's no American League team that could do it. And I actually don't think there's no American League team that could beat like the top 2 or 3 or 4 teams in the NL right now. I think that's how stacked the NL is. I think we're looking
today. Today on March.
Yeah, today in March.
There's a lot of things over the next 6 months. A lot will change.
Mookie, how many games?
162.
Bang! You nailed it, bud.
Nailed it.
Yeah, no, there's so much that can change over the time. So let's just throw this one out there. The Dodgers cease to exist. They injure all their players. What is the team that is most likely to go toe to toe with the Dodgers? I guess because it's obvious they're going to win.
Mookie.
AL or NL?
I don't want to answer this because you guys are going to be mad. I want to say the Mets.
No, I mean the Mets. The problem with the Mets is they're short on pitching right now. I mean again that can change. If you're just talking about that lineup, yeah, I mean they've got a great lineup.
Exactly. They can break a little bit.
But I mean
players in the season.
Yeah, but it's just their pitching is kind of just there's a lot of question marks. So things can go south in a hurry. And no matter how good your offense is, if your pitching falls apart, then you're dead in the water. Like you're just not going to win. So, I mean, if their pitching overperforms, which they'd be asking it to do for a second year in a row, then more power to them. But I just think right now there's too many questions around it. I mean, it just non-biased. It's Atlanta and Philadelphia. I mean, Atlanta and Philadelphia are the 2 strongest contenders to the throne. Like, I mean, that's those.
Well, so first of all, this is and that's kind of where my head went first. But the analysis was very short. First of all, fuck Philadelphia, so they're out.
Well, sure,
obviously, without even thinking about it. And then Atlanta. They are a team that is supposed to be so good, and they had their moment that, like, I think they may have peaked, and they're just going to be chasing now and pressing to try to make up the time they lost because of all the injuries last year.
Get wrecked
as a Mets fan.
Get wrecked Get wrecked with your kind of accurate analysis, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
As a Mets fan, their moment was winning the fucking World Series. Let's not act.
I mean,
like
it's a
they
nice moment.
were
I
a
don't mean to
flash
take
in
it
the
away. It
pan
was
in
a
the wild
really
card game.
cool
So,
moment. Like,
No,
good for them.
actually, I think I assumed you were referring to the record-setting 2023 when they just lit the world on fire and like were world-beating and setting all those records, and that was their moment, and they fumbled that bag. Like winning the World Series is another story, but then that team was supposed to, because they ran through the regular season so much. I mean, they were supposed to do more, and so then you come back and you're like, all right, well, we'll run it back. But then injuries destroy all of that. And then that brings up Mookie's point. Like, now, are they going to come in and press a little harder because they're trying to recapture 23 and try to do that? I think that they're in a good enough spot, and they realize, like, I think last year they came in and they had that mindset, well, we're just going to repeat. And they're a little bit humbled by that. So I tend to think that they're going to remind themselves that it is a very long journey and you don't need to be world beaters for 162 games. You just need to get there. So getting there healthy is what they're going to do. So that's what I'm pinning my hopes on.
And see, and that's why
They're
that's why
not too young to overthink this.
That's why I picked the Mets, though, for the same reason. I think the Mets
Nope,
could find their way into the
I'm-
playoffs, and then they get hot bats. And
But the Mets played over their heads last year, and they were like a year ahead of schedule with what they were supposed to do. Like, I give them credit for what they did, but
Look, coming from the exact opposite of what Scott said, where the Braves got humbled a little bit, maybe the Mets got a little smoke blown up at their ass last year. I had a ton of fun last year, and I told Scott before the year started that if they finish 500, I'll be happier than a pig in shit. I told him, I was like, that's all I'm really hoping for. And they made the playoffs. They make it to the NLCS. They get to game 6, so they didn't get swept. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. I want them to be really good this year, but I don't know if they have the pitching to keep up with the rest of the NL East. And I think the NL East is the best division in baseball. I don't think it's close. I want the Mets to be good. They'll be a wild card team. I think they might make a little noise in the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to push because they just don't have the arms. Unfortunately. I know, a rational Mets fan take.
It's kind of takes the wind out of your sails. It's not as fun. This is usually the point when Mike would be talking himself into, the Reds are going to win 90 games. Like, just because, like, I don't know, this guy did this thing and this guy did this thing, and Ellie De La Cruz is still on the team miraculously. So, like, we could maybe do it. Any of you want to help reality check him, since he's probably going to listen to this eventually?
about the Reds winning a bunch of games? No, I picked the Reds to win the Central Division.
Yeah.
So.
Boo.
I think
Like,
Terry Francona, I think this is their best shot to get things in the right direction, and Terry Francona is going to be the reason why. So sorry, I can't burst any bubbles that I'm out here inflating.
That's the name, Terry Francona, man. That guy wins no matter where he goes.
Yeah,
He wins. And he had a year off. He got his win back. He's good. He's got a bunch of young studs. I mean, they still play in one of the crappiest ballparks in baseball for pitching and in general. No, they're a good team, and I think they're going to do really well. And also, the NL Central is just a who's who of who, if you're not named Paul Skeens or O'Neal Cruz. So, I really don't think that I think the Pirates and the Reds are going to fight for the title, and everyone's going to be like, that sucks.
They're going to fight for the title at 82 wins, 83?
I think the Reds are going to win 87. That's my guess.
87. Okay.
87 is what I'm setting the over-under at.
And Mike just groomed his pants.
Dynamite dropping.
Pause. No way.
I've seen white people before, you know what I'm saying? But you motherfucker, man, you white as mayonnaise, man.
The way it squirts out of the tube, man.
It gets you every time, huh?
Every time.
It's time to feed the ducks. We're getting out of here because I don't know how Mike does it. He stays up all night and does all the stuff post show, and props to him. But man, I'm beat. So
Dragon ass.
I was gonna say we're about to talk about these.
third and
We're about to
heading
talk
out.
about these beers and get the fuck out of here. Matt, you're the guest. You get to go first. What were you drinking? Was it a
Sipping
dog?
on Pine, Not Juice, West Coast style IPA from Hardywood Brewing here in Richmond, Virginia. The name sucks still. I'm still mad about it an hour and a half later, but the beer's a dog. Beer's a dog. It's a solid one. Absolutely would suggest you come visit me in Richmond and come grab one.
Mookie, what were you drinking? Was it a dog?
Modern Times beer. Pause for the effect. Hazy double IPA. Oh, absolute dog. This thing kept its flavor and its punch after 2 years.
Oh yeah,
Man.
Gabe, breaking news that I also just came across that Mac is staying in Charleston. So I guess we're not going back with our ex.
Oh, all right. Well,
Progress, maybe. I don't know.
cool.
Cool. What were we
but,
drinking?
Pause for the effect. Hazy double IPA. Absolute dog. Love it. Delicious IPA that was 2 years old, but tasted like it was fresh out of the can. Scott, what'd you have?
I didn't know it was 2 years. It was aged 2 years.
Yeah, it was canned
First
in
time around, did you?
02-23. Yeah, February of 23.
Hell of a job on your math skills, sir. Modest Brewing Company's another one of their THC infused seltzers. This one was purple stuff. I mean, peach plum. It should have been called purple stuff. It's fantastically dog-rific. I have two more, thankfully. I'm so excited that I have two more of these.
We're going to overtime.
You son of a bitch. Oh, I deserve that. In fact,
I missed the margins, but hey.
I don't know. If I didn't know any better, Mike planned that himself after I got him last week. I know he was fucking heated, which fair enough. But I deserve that one anyway. Go get yourself some TH infused seltzers. They're fucking
Purple
awesome.
drink.
No, hey, you know what this was?
It's a
This
show,
is a
baby.
show.
This was a show. And that's the old outro music. Holy shit. What the hell is the
Yeah, where's the vibe?
new outro?
There it
see,
is.
he named
There it is.
He said that it's actually labeled. So the other ones that he can't change, but this one's labeled it actually. Hey, Mike usually says like 47 things before he gets out of here. I got nothing. Belly up.
Hey, make
Go
sure
check
you
him out.
follow Craft Brewed Sports, Craft Brewed Sports on every single podcast platform. You can find us on Belly Up Sports Network. We appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Thank you so much for joining us. For Mookie, for Scott, I am Matt. Y'all have a good night.
I don't have anything clever to say.
No notes. No notes. You'll never walk alone. Horns up.
Snow bunnies, baby.
Or fuck no. Go horns. Go horns.
Fuck it, we ball.